This is actually based on a book that I recently wrote, and I had a handout to give to everyone today, but since Joanne's not here, the handout sort of didn't apply anymore. So what I'm going to do is put my ebook, it's on Amazon.com. It'll be for free all day Monday. So you can get every single thing that I'm talking about today in a little more in-depth then. And I'll have this, I don't know why you would need it, but if you want it, it's available on my website as well. So these are my two babies. I have 3 total. This is Sydney, and that's Rodrigo when they were about 4 months old. And I live in the Pacific Northwest with 3 dogs, 2 cats, and a boyfriend. We live on 5 acres. You see the importance? He knows. We live on 5 acres. This is probably half an acre of it. And the reason why I started my blog was simply because I wanted to be a pet blogger. And I waited a while. I've actually been blogging since 2009. I waited a while because I needed to develop a thick skin. And as you guys all know, pet blogging, you're dealing with a lot of sensitive topics and very passionate people. And not all of them are very nice in delivering their passion to you. So I waited until December of 2011 to launch Keep the Tail Wagging magazine. So I just threw this one in there because I went to Fiverr and had a comic strip made. My boyfriend's a cop. We have 3 dogs. Those aren't our dogs. But what I'm going to talk to you about today is basically small things that I did when it comes to blogging that we all hear about. So it's nothing new. It's not a secret. But I do believe it made a huge difference. So I took this today. So this was a year ago today, what my analytics look like. And this is right today, what my analytics look like. And thank you. And, they're not, I'm not Pet Finder. But I think I'm doing pretty good by myself as someone who has a full-time job, is taking care of 5 animals, and has some semblance of a life outside of blogging. And all the changes that I'm going to tell you that I did, I support my dogs through my blogging. So they are allowed to live in the lifestyle that they have grown accustomed to. I get a lot more opportunities because of the way I manage my blog. I'm getting the right opportunities. So I'm no longer getting people coming to me and asking me to review cat products or asking me to review pet treats out of China or things like that. And when I do get those, I can intelligently articulate why I can't accept those. I don't feel bullied. I don't feel threatened. I feel like a business person talking to a business person. And that was because of the changes that I made with my blogging. And I'm also being set up as an authority. As you can see me standing up here, I'm just as shocked. But it really did, all of a sudden people are contacting me and asking my opinion on things, and it's pretty fun. And so this is what I did. I set blogging goals for myself, and when I say blogging goals, I don't mean like what are you going to be doing in 5 years. I mean I set what are the goals of my blog, what is the purpose of my blog, why am I blogging basically. I discovered my voice, and that I'm talking about, am I serious, am I fun and flirty, am I talking about technical stuff, or am I more like a mom blogger, but I just happen to have kids with 4 paws. I do very intense content marketing, and I'm just going to do a little bit of interruption right here. Every single thing I do, for some of you, is going to sound crazy and intense and like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're doing all of that. 1, it is so easy to do. You just have to find a system, and 2, you don't have to do everything I do, because not everything I do is going to work for you. So I want you to just pick and choose, try it out, and see what works for you. I promote my brand, and one thing I don't have here is I also protect my brand. And I have a blog. My blog is Keep the Tail Wagging. My brand is The Fur Mom, and it's Kimberly Gauthier. So I have thefurmom.com.net.org. I have KimberlyGauthier.com.net.org. I even have Kimberly Gauthier with LEY.com that an author in the UK bought for me because he quoted me in his book and spelled my name wrong. And so he bought me my domain so people can still find me. That was pretty cool. And then you never stop learning. there is never going to come a day when we know everything there is to know about blogging. Thanks to Facebook and Google, there will never, and the FTC, there will never come a day when we know everything there is to know about blogging. And there are so many free or very inexpensive ways to learn about what you need to know. You just need to find what speaks to you, what you can understand. So, why am I blogging? This is my Riley, and she's on my necklace too. Riley, when I started blogging in December of 2011, I basically started with 3 years of experience. So I thought I was going to kick butt, because it's sort of like, imagine if you can go back to the beginning with everything you know today, imagine where you would be today. And that's what I was just like, oh my gosh. And I did kick butt. By February, I had a page rank of 2. I had like over 1,000 fans on Facebook. I was doing really well. And then I fell back into Me Too blogging. And what Me Too blogging is when you look at another blogger who's getting tons of comments, tons of traffic, and you think, me too. I'm going to try what they're doing. So I'm going to start doing blog hops. I'm going to start doing giveaways. I'm going to start doing scavenger hunts. And those are all the things that I did. And there's nothing wrong with any of that, but you can't copy another blogger and expect to have their same results right away. What you can is get inspiration from other bloggers, and that's something that I forgot. So I started spinning my wheels until we got Riley. So my birthday's May 2nd, and my 41st birthday was the best birthday ever. And a few of you have heard this story, where that was a day, Riley was our foster, and that was the day when my boyfriend declared, "You may keep Riley." And that was his birthday present to me. It was like the worst birthday present ever. And he actually, this year on my birthday, he said, "The dogs may sleep in our bed." And I was just like, okay, you don't get to do decrees as my birthday gift every year. So we got to keep Riley, and I was so excited, and she was going to be our dog. She's such a sweet, sweet puppy. The next day I woke up, she was sick. When I got home the next night, she wasn't better. She was worse. The next morning, or I took her to the vet. The next morning, I called the vet. She wasn't any better. I took her to the emergency vet and found out she had canine parvovirus. Within a week, she had passed on. And it broke my heart. It broke my boyfriend's heart. It broke me. And when that happened, I didn't want to blog anymore. I hated dog rescue. I hated dog breeders. I hated dog owners. I hated everyone. I hated veterinarians. Anyone that resulted in this little puppy dying. And I'm getting emotional. But this is the reason why I changed the way I blog. Because as you guys know, when you lose an animal or when your animal's sick, you go onto Google and you start researching and trying to figure out what's going on, trying to prepare yourself for the best and the worst case scenarios. And I was stunned by the amount of misinformation out there. And it was amazing. In the forums, people would go in there and say, you know, my puppy threw up, and one person would say, hey, maybe you should go and do this. Have you tried this? And 10 people would be attacking that person. And I just remember the state of mind. I mean, a year later, I still get emotional. But the state of mind I was in when this happened, I couldn't imagine what I would do if I got beat up by people that I thought should support me. And I wanted to create a place where people can come and ask me a question. I mean, I'm going to say without fear of me attacking them. I'm going to judge you, but I'll keep it to myself. But, you know, I wanted them to admit to doing stupid stuff with their dog, to making the mistakes, and to ask me whatever question they wanted, and know that they, not only will I not attack them, but I will protect them from anyone else attacking them too. And I also wanted to create a place where people got correct information. I still wanted to be a fun, happy blog. I wanted to be happy endings, but I thought, again, I looked to mom bloggers and how they're sharing and how they're fun and peppy, and that's what I want it to be, but also be serious. And what's amazing is during this process, the ASPCA discovered what I was trying to do when I was trying to learn about canine parvovirus. And in New York City, it's very prevalent. It's not so much in Washington State where I'm from. And one of their veterinarians came and spoke to me for probably over an hour for 2 Saturdays and taught me canine parvovirus and a whole host of other medical issues with dogs. And I created a ton of pages. And it went so far as I would write what I understood, send it off to her. She would take the time after her long day to edit. She gave me tons of data, tons of information. I also had a holistic veterinarian that discovered me too, did the exact same thing, and it really changed things because all of a sudden people started finding my blog and saw that, yeah, it's fun, but there's some really good information here. And so that was my thing was, why am I blogging? Now all of a sudden I have a path that I'm on. I have a goal that I'm going on, and I'm not bouncing all over this place trying to, like one day I'm doing tons of giveaways. The next day I'm super, super serious talking about canine cancer. I was able to find my place in a very, very popular niche. The next thing I had to do, I wanted to wear that shirt today. The next thing I had to do was find my voice. And you guys, I hope some of you guys, I hope most of you guys have gotten to know me a little bit over the weekend. I'm a pretty outgoing person. And I wanted that to come through on my blog. I wanted people to see videos of me or see me in person and be like, oh my gosh, you're exactly how you are online. And so that's what I did. I mean, I still talk about serious topics, but I think that there is a way we can do it without doing it disrespect or disservice, but still have our voice, because I want to be personable, and I think that lends to people emailing me and asking me questions, which I do get. My readers either email me through Facebook or from my site or email me directly. And I love it because they probably provide a quarter of the content that's on my site. So when it comes to finding your voice, that's sort of a hard one because it's like, well, how do I find my voice? And I would suggest go back and look at what your most popular posts are. What are the ones that really spoke to people? And see what people are saying, because maybe that's your voice. Or go and ask other bloggers, because I did, and say, when you think of me, what do you think? And don't just, do the bloggers that you trust. And, thicken up your skin, because I know that sometimes it feels a little scary. But what's astounding about the blogging community is that people are so supportive and so helpful. And people will tell you. And if they don't know, maybe they'll take the time and look and give you some tips and ideas. And you don't have to develop your voice in one day or come up with an answer, but it's at least something to give you an idea of where you want to go. The reason why I think it's important is whenever you find yourself getting off track, you know where to get yourself back to. So, content marketing. I do all of this when I promote a blog post. I do it every single day, maybe except for Sunday. And it is a little ridiculous, and I do it manually. And the reason why is because I am unable to pick 2 social media sites. I was told that we should pick 2 social media sites and become rock stars at them, and that is the way to succeed. And I just feel like when I do that, I'm leaving money on the table. And so I sort of want to go a little bit of everywhere. But there's a different audience I'm going after with each site. So with Facebook, I'm talking to my readers and my fans. On Twitter, I'm talking to other pet bloggers, and I'm talking to brands. On Google+, okay. Okay, so is anyone in here still waiting for Google+ to go away? I know it's valuable, and I know it's good, but it's so hard because I still don't know what I'm doing, and I know I should create a Google+ page, but I'm tired. I'm only the 3rd down, and I'm tired. And so I do. What? No. Yeah, it is. It's sort of like, and I know that I do have some people that are on Google+ who aren't on Facebook. And I actually interact more with other pet bloggers on Google+. But compared to Facebook, I just sort of feel like I got to do it just in case Google+ somehow takes off and Facebook vanishes. That I want to have a profile there just in case. Pinterest, we've all heard, I think, is it number 1 or number 2 refer? I barely spend any time on Pinterest. I go on there and I pin my stuff, and then I maybe go around and pin a couple other things. I would say the amount of time I spend on Pinterest a week is probably 15 minutes. It's my number 4 refer. So for people who love Pinterest, you're going to be a rock star. LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a good place for networking and for brands. It's turned into, I call it a dump and run, where people come to the groups, they post their blog, and then they leave. So if you go through some of the groups, there just aren't any discussions going on, just lots of blog posts. I still have a profile there. I still share there, but I just don't bother going into the groups that much anymore. But I do connect with real business people who are seeing what I do, and I have gotten business from them. And at the very end, we'll talk about monetization. I am an open book. You can ask me any question. But Tumblr, I do Tumblr, again, because I feel like I'm supposed to. And I mostly just add pictures to it. It's just something different. When I do reviews, companies love to see that you're doing everything that you can to promote a product. And so I will post pictures of the product and post that on Tumblr, and they love it. And it doesn't take any time at all. And it's another positive link back to my site, so what the hey. I stumble things that I think would be worth stumbling. I don't stumble everything. Groups and communities. So I mean like Facebook groups, Google Plus communities. Love, love, love them. I do not share posts in these places unless they are pertinent to a discussion, simply because this is the only place I can go and actually start making connections with people. And I don't want to hide behind my blog post. I'm not saying that this is anything that anyone else has to do. This is just a personal choice. But these are the places where I go to get ideas, to learn things. I sort of, like, for instance, our dogs are now transitioning to a raw diet. So I belong to a raw group on Facebook. And it's amazing. So I don't want to clutter that up with my blog. I want to keep that personal. But it's still making a voice for myself. So a lot of the people in the groups are coming back to check out my blog. So it's not a waste of time if you have the time. And then blog commenting. Okay, I don't know about you guys, but how many blog comments do we have to leave? It is so much work. So I only comment when I'm inspired. And I only leave a really good comment. If I'm not going to do the great post, I'm not going to waste anyone's time with that. But this is a really cool tip that an SEO person taught me. When you comment on a blog, don't link to your homepage. Link to one of your pages or one of your blog posts. And what I do is, like, for instance, if I'm going to comment on the Slim Doggy site, I'm going to link to an article about Sydney and her, big hips. If I'm going to comment on someone's site that's talking about joints, I'm going to link to one of my articles where I was talking about joints. And it's things like that. And what it is that Google likes seeing that specific pages on your site are getting some link backs too, not just the main page. So, and ask for raves. Ask people to give you testimonials. Ask people to tell you things. And then put it on a cute picture and put it on Pinterest. So thank you, Slim Doggy. And I have them from other bloggers. I have them from readers. I have them from people that every time I work with someone, I ask them for a testimonial. And or if someone says something, someone on Google Plus posted, if you are a dog lover and if you haven't been, you need to go to Kimberly's site. And I went back and said, hey, can I take this as a testimonial? And they said, absolutely. I put it on one of my pictures and I pinned it. I also put these all throughout my site where brands are going to when they want to work with me, and they can see what other people are saying about my site. There is nothing wrong with promoting yourself, because if you don't, not many other people will, because there's too many of us out there. Now, promoting and protecting my brand. And if I'm going too fast, tell me to slow down, and if you need me to repeat something or stop, go ahead. But two things. So I told you, I have my blog, but I have my brand. And when I promote my brand, this is my old logo, Keep the Tail Wagging. And I got these from Canine Carryall last year. And I took them to a local festival, and I sold them for $5 a piece. And I didn't think anyone would really buy them. Everyone bought them. And it was awesome, because I had people coming to my table all day long. Either they heard about the leashes and wanted to check it out, or they just wanted to find out what Keep the Tail Wagging was. And now I also have Keep the Tail Wagging on the back of my truck, or SUV. And I was coming out of the grocery store one day, and this guy, and I love that it was a guy, because 90% of my audience is female. But I loved it. It was a guy shouted across the parking lot, "I love your blog." And I was just like, hell yes, this is awesome. So yeah, I promote myself locally as well as online. I put business cards at the local teriyaki place and watch as people take them away. I do everything because dog lovers are everywhere. I mean, I'm lucky because I live in the Pacific Northwest, and we're nuts about animals. And there are so many opportunities. I mean, this was quite the investment, but I had won a grant that covered the cost of it. But there are so many things that you can do to promote yourself. I mean, Vistaprint, I wait until I get the emails with free stuff, and I get the little thing for the back of the truck and the business cards. Fiverr, I had someone on Fiverr design those business cards for me for $5. I ordered 1,000 of them, and I think I spent less than $20. I mean, those are the things that I do, and it is well worth it. Now, protecting my brand, actually, I won't talk about that just yet. Help a Reporter, out, and it's helpareporter.com. Does everyone in here know what this site is? Yeah? So this is how I ended up in Women's Day magazine. This is the feature where I was talking about with Riley. You see her name right there. People should set up a pet savings account. And they heard about my story. They called me. We talked, and they put me. And I actually didn't really know where I was going. I forgot about it, and someone tweeted me from the gym on an elliptical reading it. They said they flipped the page, and they saw my picture. And like the next day, my dad called and said, yeah, I'm reading Women's Day magazine, and I see your picture in it. And I'm just like, why are you reading Women's Day magazine? But yeah, those are the type of things where I actually got a lot of readers from this. And I've also been in Dog Fancy magazine 2 times now. I've been quoted. And these are things that are really easy to do. And I'm just going to give you a few tips. I'm going to put this down so I'm not tempted to mess with it. A few tips when it comes to Harrow. When you go through and you look, first of all, when you sign up, you get 3 emails a day. It may seem overwhelming at first, especially if you're not finding opportunities. It's okay. Just let it go. They're going to call you, and they're going to see if they can sell you some social media stuff. Just say, no thanks, I'm a blogger, I can't afford it. They'll say okay and hang up. It is so worth dealing with that sales call to get the opportunities that you get through Harrow. And on the flip side, you can use Harrow to crowdsource. So a lot of my articles, not a lot, but some of my articles, if I don't want just my voice, I want voices of other dog parents, I will submit a query and have people respond to me. But because of that, I know how many responses people get. You can get anywhere from none to 100, and it is overwhelming, especially for my Gmail account that's completely unorganized. And so when you submit a pitch, make sure, I say look at it like you're submitting your resume, because you want to give them enough information to want to talk to you more, but just not a book. You want to make your email title compelling, so they're going to want to click on it, because they're looking at your pitch along with everyone else's. And if you send someone a pitch that goes, hey, I'm a dog lover, and that's it, call me. They're just going to delete it because the next person gave them every single thing that they needed. And one of the, for me, it's hard for me not to ramble on, so I have to pull myself back. For some people, they're just giving them a couple sentences. If you're doing 2 or 3 sentences, unless that's what they asked for, if they said, we just want your name, your state, or, if you're doing that, it's not enough. You need to make them want to contact you, make them see you as an authority on this topic, and we need to talk to you further. Another thing you can do is be imaginative when it comes to the queries, because some of them don't necessarily mention pets or dogs, but maybe there's something about it that can be. I mean, I wouldn't do a stretch, and if someone's talking about, I don't know, I can't think of anything, but if someone's talking about something that's so not obviously, I'm saying dogs because I'm a dog blogger, but if someone's not obviously talking about dogs, I'm not going to respond to them. But if someone is doing a thing on, what mommies are going to wear, during blah, 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 I don't know, or, I don't know, Christmas time, what mommies are going to shop during Christmas time, I'll maybe email and say, hey, I'm a fur mom, and this is what I do during Christmas time. And I've actually had people email me back and go, oh my gosh, I never thought of it that way. I would love to use a little piece from you, because you just never, ever know. And a lot of people are using Harrow, but don't think that it's tempting to say, well, there's tons of people using it, so no one's going to ever look at me. What's funny is that everyone else is probably thinking that too. Someone's got to step up, so someone's voice is going to match exactly what they need, and it's just really cool. Did I go too far? Oh, I want to go back. Protecting my brand. When I say this, I mean protecting your online reputation. And one of the rules that I have for myself is I don't argue with people online. I don't call names. I don't swear. I think of myself as if my grandmother is reading every single thing that I'm doing online. Or better yet, the priest that I went to school with, Father Sullivan. And, what would they say? And I also think about the brands that are watching me online. Because just this weekend was so eye-opening of the number of people that came up to me and said, yes, I follow your blog, and this is a brand. And if I'm the type of person that's attacking people, whenever someone disagrees with me, I flip out, I unfollow people and, block people from my sites and stuff because they hold a different opinion, no one's going to work with me because no one's going to trust me with their reputation unless they see that I'm respecting my own. And I know it can be hard because sometimes people can be unfriendly. So I have a rule, another one, that I will respond to what someone says. And I'll just say, hey, I appreciate your point of view. I appreciate you sharing it with me. We just disagree. If they're abusive, then I will block them. And the reason why is because not only am I protecting myself, but I'm protecting my followers. I want everyone to see that my Facebook page, and my blog is a safe place to go and talk. And the great example that I have is I wrote a post about Cesar Millan a few months ago. And in the post, it was basically I had learned, I read somewhere else about all the work he'd done for pit bull awareness. And it's not that I hate Cesar Millan or anything like that, but it's just like, I don't follow his line of training. I think he has some good points, but I just don't follow his line of training. But I never really thought about what he did for pit bulls. And so I wrote about that, like that's pretty amazing. And I had a few people comment that that's a really great point of view. I don't like him either. I had one person get really upset that I mentioned Cesar Millan on my blog. And it was someone who had guest blogged a year prior, and they were upset that they were even on a blog that would say anything polite about Cesar Millan. That is their choice. I respect that. But what I didn't like was the fact that they also went on to say that they had left another comment and it's mysteriously gone. That wasn't okay to say that I delete comments that disagree with me. Because again, I don't want people coming to my blog and thinking that that's how I roll. So I contacted them offline and said, hey, not okay. That's one of those things that I don't accept. And they apologized and we moved on. And I've had similar experiences. I'm okay I'll even leave blog, as long as it doesn't become abusive, I'll leave disagreements up. But I want people to see that not only am I going to defend myself, but I'm going to defend my readers too. And so, never stop learning. There are tons of places you can go. And this is my book. Isn't it cute? There are tons of places you can go to learn things. I sign up, first of all, find a blogger that you like. And, and that speaks to you and understands you. One of the bloggers that I adore, Kimberly Castleberry. And she is actually one of the reasons why I learned so much about blogging to help me with Keep the Tail Wagging. She is amazing. And there are tons of others. I mean, Dino Dogan is one. I actually one night just said, what the hell? And I sent an email to Darren Rouse, told you, and Darren Rouse emailed me back. And I did a happy dance for the rest of the weekend. And it's just like, these are just people. And if you have questions, maybe they won't email you back, but there are a lot of people out there that will. There are newsletters you can sign up to. And yeah, it sort of sucks if they're emailing you on a daily basis, or like one guy that I need to unfollow who's emailing me twice a day with the same stuff. But if they are giving away a free ebook that has some really good information, sign up, get the ebook, maybe see if their newsletter is worth following. If it's not, unfollow it. They don't care. That's how they make their money. But you got something that's going to help you. And that's basically how, there's no course in blogging. Well, there are, but they cost, a lot of money and they're sort of ridiculous and I won't take them. But there's tons of resources online, and I implore you that when you see something come through, if you see someone talking about something, give it a try. There are also podcasts about blogging, and two that I have, I hope I can remember, Blogcast FM, Blogcast, Blogcast FM. You can get it on iTunes. And what is the other one? Oh, did I? Oh, yes. Yes, I have my iPod. Because this one is really good, too. My iPod hasn't been on all weekend, so I'll just keep oh, no. Oh, Amy Porterfield. She's another great person to follow. She is a Facebook guru, and I've learned so much about Facebook that really makes a difference. One tip, when you post something on Facebook and people aren't responding at all, look and see how you post it. How many words do you use? If it's more than 100, they got bored and moved on. But if you post a question, just a brief one, that requires a one-word response, you'll be blown away at how many people will respond to it. And I tried this out after listening to this tip on her podcast. You know how, we're all following pages with pictures of animals. I love the pictures of puppies. And so I would share it to my page and say, if this was your puppy, what would their name be? I would get like 100 comments with everyone naming the puppy. Yeah, it's amazing. And it's one of those things where you don't want to be on your page just talking about your blog. We're dog lovers or cat lovers or ferret lovers. And, let's have fun and talk about what we love. And that's what I have people coming to my page for. Oh, and back to protecting my brand, which reminds me of the Facebook community. When you protect your brand, your readers will start protecting you. So anytime someone comes to my Facebook page and jumps on me, by the time I see it, 20 of my readers have jumped on them. And it's just a matter of, do I need to block this person or not? And usually I don't have to. They're done. But the other, smart passive income. Social Media Examiner has a podcast too. But the first two, Blogcast FM, Kimberly Porterfield, and Smart Passive Income, those are the ones that I think are really beneficial. I listen to mine when I'm at work. I have a day job. So, monetization. This is a little... Have you guys ever seen this for I Am an Artist? Yeah. I created one that's I Am a Blogger. And the reason why is, I don't know about you guys, but I am fed up with people emailing me saying, hey, I have this really cool thing that I want to promote. All I need you to do is promote it. I'm going to send you all the information and all the images. We don't have any budget, but I want you to promote it. And it's just sort of like, yeah, so I have to write something. I have to make sure it has proper SEO. I have to promote it on all of my social media sites. Of course, I'm going to write something in my voice that's going to make my readers want to read it, want to comment on it, maybe share it themselves. I'm also going to, you're going to provide me images. I'm still putting all this together, and this is a ton of work, and you're not going to pay me. Yay. And it's like, there are situations where I will do that for free. And the reason why is because I believe so much in what they're doing. And one of those situations is sitting in this room, and it's Slim Doggy. That's how I met them. And they contacted me right after I came to the conclusion that, they're right there. Stand up and say, yay, Slim Doggy. They have an app where you can track your dog's weight and fitness. And they contacted me shortly after I came to, shortly after I accepted the fact that my Sydney, my Princess Pretty Paws, was a little, heavy in the hips. And I needed to do something about it. And I knew it was important because of dog obesity. And this was something that was relatable to my blog and what I was talking about in my personal life, in my voice, in my blogging goals. And it was a relationship that I was building with someone, which is so much worth to me, much more than the money. And I'm grateful that I did, because these are my friends now. And so that's okay. But when people don't take the time to get to know us, to get to know our blog, they just heard somewhere that bloggers work for free. Yes. Sure. Okay. Okay, so I did this. I created, and you can find all of this on my site because, again, I'm an open book. I created a 3-tier pricing system. I will accept $50 in product. And the reason why is because, and I just tell people I have 3 dogs. And I tell people what I do. You're asking me to try it out, to really come up with my pros and cons and what I like about the product. I don't do negative reviews on my site. So if someone contacts me with a product that I don't feel that I can give a positive review from, I tell them before they even bother shipping it to me. And the reason why is because I want to give everyone a shot. And the internet is permanent. And if I write, and I'm not an expert at SEO, but I'm pretty good at SEO for what I'm doing. And if I write a blog, I'm going to write something in the title that's compelling and it's going to make people click on it. And even if I delete that, it's going to be there in the search engine results. And when people Google something, a keyword about their company, it's going to come up and it's going to hurt them. And I don't think it's fair because it's like let them get a chance to get some feedback and maybe make it better. I don't want to be that person that's doing that. And I also don't want to scare people off. It's just a personal choice for me. And I just don't want to waste my time on stuff that I don't want to do. An example is the doggy hairnet, the dumbest idea ever. And after I said that, I was like, please, God, don't let the guy that made that be in this room. But I know, sorry, Alan. But so I created a 3-tier system. The first is if you send me $50 in product, and I'm going to vet it. If it's treats with chicken that are sourced in China, I'm not going to use it. If it's treats where meat is like the 10th ingredient on it, and I can't pronounce the rest of it, and the first one is corn, I'm not going to have it. Things like that. But if it's something that I can use and makes sense with our family, then I'm going to go for it. But I want $50 in product because of the work that I do. I won't go into it because we all do it. We know what we're doing. And if they're not willing to do that, then that's fine. And if it's like a $5 product and if they send me 10 of it and I don't need 10 of it, Motley Zoo gets the other 9. And people like that. They're like, oh, so you're donating to rescue. Will you mention that in the post? It's a really great perk. The second tier, I'm not finished. For that $50 in product, you're included on a Friday Finds with other people that didn't want to pay me. And that's fine. On the next tier, $75, and you'll get your own post. And that's a lot more information. That's going to be a lot more details. I'm going to go into a lot more, hence the $75 plus $50 in product. The next tier, which surprisingly is the one that most people pay. I was able to pay for my flight, which was $500, in 1 week because of this change. Over the past 2 weeks, I made $800 because people like this one. I will do a YouTube video. And I edit my YouTube video. It's crazy easy to do. I didn't think that, but I do it. I'm a PC, and I use some Windows thing. I don't know, Movie Maker. Yeah, I use that. It's really easy to do. I accidentally learned that you can do 2 videos and mush them together and make it look seamless. I did that for Paws on Earth shampoo bars. They loved it. By the way, they're the company that told me to charge $150. So it makes, on one hand, it's like I appreciated them valuing me. On the other hand, I always wonder if maybe I should charge $200. But that's okay. But I will do a YouTube video. The cool thing about a YouTube video that you can tell people is not only are you promoting it on your blog, you're promoting it on YouTube. It's 2 different campaigns that are going on because you're embedding it into your blog, but it's a whole YouTube, which is a completely separate search engine, and they're going to be, and people love to see how things work. And the people at Paws on Earth loved it and sent me an extra $50, and they send me my shampoo bars for free each month. Yeah. And another thing that I will do is if I love it, and I'm like, and when I say love it, I mean I'm in love with it, send it to me forever. And I do that with WAG Lifetime Joint Care. That is the best, okay, I'm going to turn into commercial, but I'll keep it brief, the best joint care ever. And we have 2 dogs, 3 years old. Both of them developed arthritis early due to poor bone growth. They're brother and sister, the 2 at the beginning. And To see your dog in pain, and we have cattle dog mixes, running, active, and to see that they couldn't do that anymore broke my heart. This product gave me my dogs back. And they send me 2 bottles a month. That's more than I need. And I promote them on my site. And they give me a kickback every time someone buys something through my site. So there are, deals or agreements you can make with people. I don't know how many of you guys went to the FTC session. Just make sure you do it right. Get the no-follow links in there. And if people aren't willing to do it with the no-follow link, explain. I sent you the email, and I will. I'll have to add it to my site. I have Gmail. I save 4 emails in draft form that I send to people, so that I don't have to keep remembering it. And one of them is about the no-follow link, and it links to an article that discusses why we have to do that. And I send that off to brands when they contact me. I think the big brands know, but a lot of the small companies don't know, and it's up to us to educate them. And if they still don't want to work with me, that's fine. They can go and find a blogger who doesn't know yet and work with them. I'm not willing to lose my page rank or be de-indexed because it's not worth it to me. I want my site to go on, and I don't want to get in the outs on Google. Yes. Oh, sure. Okay. Okay. Oh, I'm so sorry. You're right. So, oh, gosh, I wish I would have put it on here. You need to Google no follow, like no follow code or no follow HTML code, to find some sites that'll give you an example of what it looks like. And so I don't know how many of you have done this, but have you looked at the HTML of a blog post? Okay, you flip over and look at it. So when you have the link, the little string with the I'm going to href equals, and the link. Within there, at the very end, you're going to put a space, and you're going to do, I don't remember the order off the top of my head, but that's basically where your no follow is going to go. And what it's telling Google is this is a paid link. And it doesn't matter if no money exchanged hands. If you got a product for free, this is a paid link. And what Google is saying, it is not fair for some people to pay for links while everyone else works hard to get those positive backlinks. They're trying to make it an even ground. And what Google will do, and I'm actually curious of how often this happens. I'm just not willing to risk it. Can you not see me? Let me see here. Okay. What Google will do is, and I've just heard about this. I actually heard about, it's one of those, I don't know. Yeah, okay, never mind. They will de-index you for 60 days until you go and fix it. And I think they will, like, if they find that someone has a bunch of follow links that they paid for, they'll be de-indexed. And I think it might trickle to the sites, and they'll be de-indexed too, and you need to fix it. You lose Google PageRank. And I don't know how often this really happens, but when it's reported on BlogHer or ProBlogger.net, I'm just not willing to take the chance. Mm-hmm. That is different. That's for the FTC. That's the disclosure. And the disclosure is, and this is what I do, and I do it based on an article I found on BlogHer, that, yes. And what I do just to make sure is at the top of an article, I write this, or, like a review. I receive product for free in exchange for this review, or something like that. And at the bottom, I expand on it more, saying that this is my honest opinion, blah, 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 blah. But I do that to cover myself, and they say they like it, and then all the links inside. The only time I don't use no-follow links is I believe that you can do 2 things, and I tell brands this. If you don't want me to use a no-follow link and you happen to be on Amazon, I'll just use an affiliate link to Amazon. That way, it's not going to your site. And a lot of brands will be like, well, can you give me one link, like to our About page or something? We're okay with it being no-follow. And I'll do that. But like I said, some brands do know this, and they understand, and they're not going to give you a hassle about it. I feel like some of them will test you. But some of them, they just need to be educated because they don't realize it. And when you explain to them that it's just to even the playing field, that this is how Google tracks what's going on, it's not considered black hat SEO. It's just, we're just full disclosure. And what they're saying is also to protect our readers. Because if we're telling our readers, this is a great product, we need to let them know, but I also got it for free. That I didn't go and pay for this. You do not have to do this for products you paid for. Because I do reviews on products I paid for. Okay, so on your site, like say I reviewed Kong Treats once. So I'm going to put a link to Kong Treats, to their site. I'm going to make it a no-follow link. What does that mean? What does it do? It means, for what it's doing is flagging Google to let them know. Because what it is when you get links back, like if I link to your site and you link to mine, Google is like, oh, your site must be good because other people are linking to it. And so they are going to give you better page rank. And when people are searching for your keywords, you're going to show up higher in the search engine results. It could be Kong. It can be anyone that has a very valuable site. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, because I'm starting from scratch. So let me get there. So what I'm saying is that, like ProBlogger, that's a pretty great site. If they link to my site, that's telling Google, wow, let me look at this, keep the tail wagging, because ProBlogger, which I think has a page rank of 6, is linking to her site. And so they're going to give me a little more cred. So, but if I paid ProBlogger to link to my site, Google is saying that's not fair because you didn't earn that. And so they need to give me a no-follow link. And so that's what it's saying about these brands. They're giving us free product. So that is considered a payment. The reason why Google is looking at their site and trying to figure out, like say half of us did a review for Kong Treats, and Kong ends up with 40 links back to their sites. Google is like, wow, what's going on with Kong? But if they see that they are no-follow links, they know, oh, okay, so they must have been doing product reviews. I have to give you an example. I can't tell you how to do it. What I suggest you do is Google no-follow. Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, perfect. It doesn't add to their Google page rank. They get penalized too. Yeah, they get penalized too. And that's again, I don't see this happening. I don't know anyone that this has happened to. But when I read the BlogHer article, and I think when you do a campaign, a lot of times if you're going through an organization, they'll tell you need to make these links no follow. They tell you need to do a disclosure, and here's an example of a disclosure. And that's basically what we're doing is we're following the FTC rules with the disclosure and the no-follow rules with Google. And we're just trying to keep everything straight, yes. No. So for example, Slim Doggy, I wrote up an article about Slim Doggy and what they were doing. Those were follow links. Because they didn't send me anything, I didn't get anything for free. It was just me seeing something, being introduced to something that I thought was really cool, that I thought my audience would like, and writing about it. Yeah, that's okay. It's only when you receive something for free or you receive money.
And these are embedded links that are in your actual blog.
Right. So have you flipped over? Oh, well, sidebar links, if you put it up there yourself, you can do whatever you want to. But if someone's paying me, like I have sponsors for my blog, all of their links are no-follow links. Better yet, every single thing in my sidebar actually links to a page or a post on my site. And then from there, someone can leave my site. My thought is I don't want to leave a ton of doorways on my sidebar for people to leave my blog. Mm-hmm. Okay, let me pause you. When I'm putting no follow links on my blog, it's not impacting my page rank because those are links out of my blog. What Google uses to judge my page ranks are links coming into my blog. I'm not getting no follow links coming into my blog. At least I don't think I am, because I'm not sending anyone money to link back to me or anything like that. Does that answer your question? Well, no, it doesn't matter if you're Western. We're talking about websites. And your goal is to get a lot of positive links into your site. I'm talking about links out of your site. I don't do that. I don't do that because I want to get links into my site based on, I want to earn them. So I want people linking back to me because I had a really great article. And so they're like, hey, go and check out Kimberly's article. Here's the link.
So a no-follow is basically a no paid endorsement link in isolation.
Yeah, or this is a paid endorsement, or this is a sponsored post. This is like letting Google know, hey, someone's paid for this. But I also do, like I said, I have sponsors. I have people who send me stuff. I have people who pay me. I don't do advertising, only because I can't give people analytics, and I don't have time. I think it's a pain in the butt. And I don't like giving people doorways out of my site. I want people clicking around on my site. And I found that when I had a bunch of banner ads on my sidebar, my bounce rate was too low. When I replaced them with sponsored ads that linked to a full page to tell them more about my sponsor, or there's a WordPress popular post plugin. So people can read my blog, and then they can see that and go, oh, I'm going to read this one too. Oh, and I'm going to read this one too. I had found that that's why my time on site is over 18 minutes now, because people hang out reading article after article after article. WordPress popular post. And I think I'm almost out of time, so bring them. Yes. Oh, okay, yeah, please. There's a mic right there. Please speak into that mic if you have questions. Oh, come on.
Oh, no. I might. Okay. It's a question. You mentioned something about groups as a part of your strategy. Facebook groups.
Yeah.
Now, if you have a fan page, you can't join groups, though, can you?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, I thought it was only personal pages.
Well, okay, when I'm joining groups, I'm not joining groups as Keep the Tail Wagging. I'm joining groups as Kimberly Gauthier.
Okay, so you have two pages.
No. I have my profile, and then I have my Facebook page. And this is a conversation that's come up many times, and it freaks me out, because I don't know these people who only have a page on Facebook. I didn't even know that was popular, or you could do it. But apparently you can. I do know people that just have a Facebook page.
What is a profile?
Huh?
Are you talking about a Facebook profile?
Well, there's a Facebook profile, but then there's your Facebook page. So my profile is me with my friends.
Oh, so you're talking about a personal page versus
with me and my friends. But then there's my Facebook page. That's about my blog and my followers.
Okay, so I only have a what they call a fan page, so I can't do those kinds of things. And one last question about the No follow. When you when you make the link no follow, it means when they click on it, it doesn't go anywhere.
No, it does go somewhere. What it means, you click on it, it goes to their site.
It does.
It's a message to Google that this is a sponsored post, that this
Gotcha.
link is a sponsored link. Yeah, so don't count it when you're calculating Kong's page rank.
Okay. That's
Yeah, it does go somewhere. I know. Yeah. Yes.
I have I guess, a personal Facebook page called Henderson.
Mm-hmm.
And I play games on it. I have really friends on it.
Your profile.
That's my profile.
Yes.
Now, that's not professional, and I want to start looking more and have a brand like blog name is frequently ignored. It doesn't have a home yet, and I'm happy with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to start a brand page called Frequently.
Okay.
I also want to, I do a lot of work with horse water, anti-horse water stuff, and cat rescue, and dog rescue, and all that kind of stuff. I just a little bit confused, and I joined this group that I get so much information and support from. They love my stuff. They comment like crazy on my blog. And, you know, they leave messages like, leave comments on that because it's a public blog.
Right.
And I don't know what's going to happen to a public blog there. So, can I still join this group?
Oh, yeah, you join them, but as a profile. So groups and stuff are for people. So you yourself will join them. Okay, then yeah. Pages don't join groups. You can like other pages. They don't count the likes. So pages can like each other.
But the nice thing about pages, though, is you can make it so that you can comment as you, or you can comment as that page. You want to create a page.
Yeah.
Put your link to that page on your about on your profile so that people go to
Or better yet, on your timeline photo. I know it's only 20%, but you can change your timeline photo to have your Facebook page name. You can't say, hey, visit me here or like me here, but you can still say your page name. Yep. You can share it over to the group. Yep. So it's 4:12. So sorry, but it's 4:12, and I have a flight to catch. Any more questions at all? So I think I have. I'm sorry. Absolutely, yes. Actually, oh, I'm so sorry. That wasn't supposed to happen. Make it go away. Make it go away. If you write to me, I'll send you a link to the articles that I'm talking about that discuss no follow, and it'll give you examples of how to do it. Thank you. 1 second. Okay. Ooh. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The book is on Amazon.com. You can either Google Kimberly Gauthier, but you'll probably get all the reviews I've left because I like to leave reviews on books. I'm a big reader. But if you Google blogging in a popular niche, you can find it, yes. And there's a link on my site. Yep. Crazy. Crazy. I don't sleep. But this is all my contact information. And I apologize because it probably won't be on there for so long. But I am at Kimberly at keepthetailwagging.com. And it's wagging because Mrs. Harrington would not be okay if I said wagon. And so, but you can find me. You can even come and like me on Facebook, Kimberly G Photography, because I used to have a photography business that failed miserably. Yes. Well, no. The standing out in a popular blogging niche will be free on Monday, all day. KeepTheTailWagging.com/popular niche. That'll take you straight to Amazon. On Monday, it's free. 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 If you want this, email me at kimberly@keepthetailwagging.com and let me know. If you want a link to like the Blog Her article or something like that, put that in the email too and I'll send it to you. Is what going to be on the website? keepthetailwagging.com/popular niche. Yes, I will. This thingy right here is now saved on my website. In my navigation bar, there's something called For Bloggers. If you do that drop-down menu, it'll say BlogPaws session. And that's the PDF of this whole thing.